Welcome to the Global War Watch Network. What if I told you a single bomb today could wipe out an entire city? Modern nuclear weapons aren't just bigger, they're unimaginably more powerful, and the numbers will shock you. Today we're really diving into the current state of global nuclear arsenals. It's a critical look. We'll explore how these weapons, these instruments of just immense power, have evolved, what they can actually do, and, well, what that means for global stability, for the future of warfare. Our goal here is to move past the abstract ideas, to unpack the reality using hard facts, figures, and even simulated impacts based on our research. We want you to grasp the sheer scale of destruction we're talking about.
Absolutely. And it's vital to understand there are kind of two big forces shaping things right now. They almost contradict each other. On one side, you've got ongoing arms reduction efforts, treaties, modernization plans. They have genuinely cut down the number of weapons in some cases. Take the B83 bomb in the U.S. arsenal. Its numbers are down, and there are plans to retire it completely. That sounds good, right? Fewer bombs.
Okay, fewer bombs. That definitely sounds like progress. But you said contradictory forces. So what's pulling in the other direction? How does that complicate things?
Well, the other force is technology, really rapid technological advancement. And this isn't just about bigger explosions. It's about fundamental changes in how missiles are designed, how they're delivered, how accurately they can hit a target. We're seeing a shift towards weapons that might even have a lower yield sometimes, but are incredibly precise, versatile, and crucially, much harder to stop. It's a quality over quantity leap in a terrifying way.
Right, so there's a paradox. Fewer weapons maybe, but the ones left are way more sophisticated. Our sources are pointing to things that are just incredibly hard to intercept. We're talking hypersonic speeds, almost impossible to track, right? And things like FOBS, fractional orbital bombardment systems. That sounds like science fiction.
It does, but it's becoming reality. FOBS means a missile can approach from unpredictable directions, not just the usual path over the North Pole that defenses watch for. Plus, you mentioned accuracy, hitting within 100 meters after flying thousands of miles. And versatility, like MIRVs.
MIRVs. Multiple, independently targetable reentry vehicles. So one missile carries multiple warheads that can hit different targets.
Exactly. And advanced guidance makes them pinpoint accurate. So yeah, the game shifts. It's less about massive numbers, more about evasion, precision, maybe even making a first strike seem more feasible to some.
Which potentially makes miscalculation more likely if defenses feel less reliable.
That's the deep worry. Traditional deterrence calculations get messy, warning times shrink, the pressure shifts even more towards hoping diplomacy works because stopping an attack becomes so much harder. It's a really precarious evolution.
Okay, to make this concrete, let's look at some specific systems. Let's profile some key modern nuclear weapons, their capabilities, and their potential impact. First up, the B83 nuclear bomb. Still a major piece of the U.S. arsenals, right?
It is, though, as we said, it's slated for retirement eventually. It's a gravity bomb. That means it's dropped from a plane, like the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber, not launched on a missile.
And it's big.
Yeah.
Like 2,400 pounds, the size of a small car, roughly. Each B-2 can carry up to 16 of them. That's immense firepower just on one plane.
Immense is right. Its maximum yield is about 1.2 megatons. Now, to give you a sense of scale, Hiroshima was about 15 kilotons. So the B-83 is roughly 80 times more powerful.
80 times.
Yeah. And it has a special feature, too, tying into that idea of more targeted capabilities. It's designed as a bunker buster. It can actually burrow into the ground before it detonates to destroy hardened underground facilities.
So not just leveling a city, but taking out specific protected command centers or something like that.
Exactly. It's about strategic targeting. But if you did use it against a city, say an airburst over a major center like Beijing, the simulation results are horrifying. The fireball alone would vaporize everything in over 4 square kilometers. Buildings collapse out to 7.5 kilometers. And the heat, the thermal radiation, third degree burns out to 13 kilometers. That covers over 500 square kilometers.
When a human cost.
Estimated 1.5 million immediate deaths. Over 3 million injuries. From one bomb.
Just one. And you said there are around 650 in existence, maybe 200 active. Even with retirement plans, that's still a lot of potential devastation. Okay. Moving from gravity bombs to something launched from the sea, the Trident II missile. You called it a cornerstone for the U.S. and U.K.
It really is. It's a submarine-launched ballistic missile, an SLBM. Huge thing, 59,000 kilos, 13.5 meters long. Its range is incredible, over 12,000 kilometers. Launched from a hidden submarine, it can hit pretty much anywhere on Earth. That stealth is key.
And this is where those MIRVs come in again, right?
Yes, crucially. A single Trident II can carry up to 8 W-88 warheads. And each of those W-88s has a yield of 475 kilotons.
Wait, 475 kilotons each. That's about 30 times Hiroshima per warhead.
Correct. So one missile launch equals potentially 8 warheads, each 30 times Hiroshima, hitting potentially 8 different targets or concentrating on one area. The destructive potential is just multiplied massively, and it's incredibly accurate thanks to advanced guidance astro-inertial plus GPS within 100 meters after thousands of miles.
And these are carried on the U.S. Ohio-class submarines.
Yeah.
14 subs, maybe 20 missiles each. That's potentially 280 missiles. And the UK uses them too.
Yes, on their Vanguard-class subs, it gives them that vital second strike capability. The idea is even if you suffer a first strike, your hidden subs can retaliate. It's central to deterrence theory.
The total numbers are just mind-boggling. The U.S. Trident II arsenal alone, you said potentially 2,240 warheads, over 1,000 megatons total. That's like 70,000 Hiroshimas.
The numbers are almost too large to grasp. Now imagine just one Trident missile using all 8 warheads on a single city target, like Moscow, for maximum effect. The combined yield is around 3.8 megatons. The fireball covers over 10 square kilometers. Buildings obliterated out to 11 kilometers. Third degree burns out to 22 kilometers, covering 1,500 square kilometers. We're estimating 2.8 million immediate deaths, 4.6 million injuries from one missile.
Oh, one missile. Okay. Let's shift continents. China's DF-5 ICBM, an intercontinental ballistic missile. This is land-based.
Right. A real workhorse for China's deterrent. Been around since the 80s, but significantly upgraded. It's huge, over 100 feet tall, 183 tons. And its range is massive, too, up to 15,000 kilometers. It can hit almost anywhere from China.
And like the Trident, it's been modernized with MIRVs.
Exactly. The newer versions, the DF-5B and DF-5C, can carry up to 12 warheads. And these are big ones, each potentially up to 1 megaton.
1 megaton each. That's about 66 times Hiroshima per warhead.
Yes. So one missile could carry 12 warheads, each packing that kind of punch.
So if one DF-5C aimed all 12 warheads at, say, Washington, D.C., the total yield would be 12 megatons. That's 800 times Hiroshima.
Staggering, isn't it? The simulation shows a fireball radius over 3 kilometers. Residential buildings collapse out to 16 kilometers. Third degree burns up to 35 kilometers away. Fatalities estimated over 1 million, with maybe 1.8 million injured. And China's thought to have 20 or 30 of these missiles.
Okay, let's turn to Russia. The R-36, the Satan missile, that name alone tells you something. Cold War era.
Very much so, though updated. Another giant over 32 meters tall, 500,000 pounds, liquid-fueled, range up to 16,000 kilometers, global reach. Its payload was its signature feature. Up to 10 MIRVs, again, each up to a megaton. So 10 megatons total per missile, about 666 Hiroshimas.
Good grief.
But some versions were even more extreme. They carried a single massive warhead, 20 megatons.
20. That's over 1,300 times Hiroshima. What's the point of that?
Pure destructive power, designed to obliterate very hardened targets. Missile silos, deep command bunkers. Overkill, essentially.
Let's try to visualize that. A single, say, 15 megaton warhead from an R-36 hitting San Francisco. What happens?
The fireball would cover over 30 square kilometers, instantly vaporizing everything within about 3 kilometers. Buildings flattened out to 17 kilometers. That's much of the Bay Area devastated. Third degree burns out to 40 kilometers, covering almost 5,000 square kilometers. Fatalities, again, estimated over 1 million. Maybe 1.3 million injuries. And Russia still has around 46 of the later versions, the R-36M2, operational.
Okay, and Russia hasn't stopped there. They have a replacement, right? The RS-28 Sarmat, or Satan II?
That's right. It's their newest ICBM, designed specifically to defeat missile defenses. Bigger even than the R-36, 35 meters long, over 208 tons. Liquid-fueled again, range over 18,000 kilometers. Can carry 10 heavy MIRVs or maybe 15 lighter ones, plus countermeasures to fool defenses.
And this is the one with that FOBS capability you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
fractional orbital bombardment.
Yes, that's one of his key selling points, strategically. The ability to enter low Earth orbit and approach from any direction, like over the South Pole, bypassing traditional northern-facing radar and interceptor systems, it really complicates defense planning.
Now, there's been some speculation, maybe hype, about its maximum payload, something about 50 megatons.
Yeah, there have been those claims, linking it to the Tsar Bomba test. Our sources suggest that's likely hypothetical, not a practical military configuration, but just imagining it.
Let's imagine it, a theoretical 50 megaton warhead over New York City.
Okay, the fireball radius is over 5 kilometers. That's 83 square kilometers instantly vaporized. Heavy destruction, buildings leveled out to 26 kilometers. That covers over 2,000 square kilometers. Third degree burns out to 60 kilometers away, an area of nearly 11,000 square kilometers. The human cost is almost unimaginable, estimated over 7 million immediate deaths, over 6 million injured.
7 million dead, 6 million injured, from one weapon.
And get this, a 50 megaton blast over New York. It would be visible to the naked eye as far away as Columbia, South Carolina, nearly 1,000 kilometers.
Just unbelievable. But you also mentioned there are doubts about the Sarmat, some issues.
There are reports. One apparently blew up during a test launch. And considering Russia's setbacks in Ukraine, some analysts are questioning its actual operational readiness and reliability. Is it a true game changer, or perhaps a bit of a paper tiger right now? It's hard to say for sure from the outside.
So, bringing this all together, we have arms reduction happening, numbers going down in some areas, like with the B83. But at the same time, the technology of the remaining weapons and the new ones, like Sarmat, is leaping forward, more accurate, more evasive, MIRVs.
Exactly. That's the complex reality. The arsenals might look smaller on paper in some respects, but they are far more sophisticated, much harder to defend against, and possess truly devastating, precise power.
It underlines that the sheer destructive capability out there is still immense, even with fewer numbers or technical issues. Just a few of these missiles getting through in any exchange would cause damage beyond comprehension. Global consequences.
Which brings us to the inescapable point our sources make, again and again. The real challenge isn't just counting missiles or tracking technology, it's ensuring these weapons are never, ever used. Because despite all the military strategy, the technology, the deterrence theories, the bottom line is stark. In a nuclear war, nobody wins. There are no victors, only a world utterly ruined. Everyone loses. That's the single most critical thing for you, our listener, to take away today.
It's a heavy topic, but incredibly important to understand. We really hope this exploration has given you a clearer picture, even if it's a sobering one, of what these modern nuclear arsenals represent and why preventing their use is paramount. Thank you so much for your time and for joining us here on the Global War Watch Network. If you found this discussion valuable, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us continue this work. And please share your thoughts in the comments below. We do read them. You can also join the conversation on our social media. All the links are right there in the description. Thanks again for listening.